Hello, I'm Kim Hulse, a retail expert working with Business Lincolnshire to bring you a programme of playbooks, webinars and worksheets, all focused on retail. This is part 3 in a series all about pricing and promotions, and I'm going to spend the next 5 minutes talking to you about margin. So we've all heard the phrase, sales is vanity, profit is sanity, but actually it's margin that pays the bills. It's your pound margin that you need to keep an eye on more than anything else. So just a quick recap on how you calculate your margin. You need to exclude VAT. VAT is for the government. It's not for us. So you need to multiply your retail price by 0.8 and then take away your cost price. You need to make sure that over the course of the year, all the products you sell generate sufficient margin to pay for all your overheads and still deliver you a profit. So if you're making £1.60 margin on every gift card that you sell, then you need to sell an awful lot of gift cards to pay your rent, your rates, your staff costs, your utility, your insurance, your website hosting, your marketing. Every business cost in your business is funded by the margin you're generating from your product sales. So how can we influence the margin we're generating over a course of the year? And sometimes that's as simple as shifting the focus. So sometimes there are products that have a really high percentage margin and we think they're the bee's knees and they're going to shift the dial in our business performance. But actually, although it sounds great, we're not selling very many of them. So we need to understand whether a high ticket item that has a low percentage margin is actually generating more pound margin a year than a low retail price point, high volume, high percentage margin product is generating. So you might say, I need to sell thousands of gift cards with £1.60 margin a year to generate my target margin, but I only need to sell 2 giant giraffes that can stand in someone's fireplace. But actually, it's more nuanced than that. You need to understand where your product mix is and which of your products generate the most pound margin. So you can do that by looking at your annual sales and multiplying your volume sales with your pound margin so that you can see by product what's bringing in the most margin for your business. You can then have a look and see what are your 20% of the products that are generating the most pound margin. They're your heroes. If you can make sure that those hero products that are generating the most margin for your business are never out of stock, are in the best place in terms of merchandising, they catch people's eye, that they're absolutely in your marketing campaign so that customers are hearing about the products, that they're absolutely in your email campaigns, that your staff know everything there is to know about those products so they can help customers make a decision and guide customers to make the right choice for them. Make sure you back your margin generating products, your margin heroes, by looking at all the retail levers you can pull. Make sure your price is optimized. Is there any negotiations you can have with your suppliers? That top 20% can really help increase your overall pound margin in a year if you can look at how you can make small retail changes to those products. So if you've got just one thing to take away, it's that review of your sales and your pound margin by looking at it over a longer period of time. So you can look at it by product or you can look at it by product category. But we want to know what are your top 20% of products that are generating the annual pound margin that you're looking for. You can as well look at percentage margins. So if you can say that your gift cards generate 35% margin a year, then you can set that as your target threshold if a new supplier comes in, and you can look to see whether you can start to nudge that margin up a little bit, either with new products, different price points, or whatever it is. But you've got benchmarks to work towards based on real sales, real products, and real data from your business. If you'd like more information on pricing and promotions, then the full playbook and all the worksheets are available on businesslincolnshire.com/programs/retail accelerator program. All the 5-minute webinars are available on this YouTube channel. And if you want a little more help, then you can contact your Growth Hub advisor at businesslincolnshire.com/contact us. Thank you for listening.